Good afternoon folks, Tuesday the 28th of June, 4 p.m. movement snack. 8 hours on since we last met, virtually. Change of location, I'm still in the area of Cumbria, a bit more echoey here in the kitchen at my Sister T's house. They've not long moved in, so there's still things to do, so it probably sounds a little bit more echoey than perhaps it might. Things to come in still, and I'm supported by the donkey calendar, which is the only thing hanging on the wall currently. All right, Miss Pete, where are you? Where in the world, Chris? We should follow you round this week. Where are you? I think you're in Durham, or have you moved on from Durham? Have you? And it's great to have you, Chris. I wasn't expecting to see you this week, given your journey, shall we say. Just you and I at the minute, Chris. I can't say put the kettle on because you're probably in a hotel room. You're not on the coach, I know that for sure. Can't be watching the movement snack from the coach. I've just had a check-in with Kelsey's 4 p.m. of yesterday. Got to grips with that, I think. And I'm technically on 4 p.m.s this week, which means I think I'm probably going to continue this way this week. So Kelsey's got us off to a start, and I've added something to it today. If you'd like it, if you don't have to have it. Simple as that. All right, CK, Carol's in. All right, Maddie, afternoon, folks. Headlines, just in from visiting Durham, Pink Panther Land, Durham. We did that joke not long ago, actually, a few weeks ago, didn't we? I think Dave was in Durham, so we had the Pink Panther joke there. Sorry, yeah, the old gags are the best. No reports today. I've been working from here. Had a bit of a walk with my sister and. Discussing potential pieces of art and things to go on walls here. All right, Sister T? All right. The rest of the family here are trapped in the lounge because I'm in the kitchen. so Sister T can't progress our dinner today until after this movement snack because I've commandeered the kitchen, is what I've done. Got donk on the calendar there. Is currently the only thing on the wall here at Sister T's. Taking a break from no, you made me say the word. You made me say the terrible word, CK. This word shall not utter from my lips again. The I, the R, the O, the N, the I, the N, and the G. No, I don't say it. I don't do it, and I don't say it. What else? Minutes ago. All right, Gillian with a G, and Super G's in as well. All right, Super G. So let's get you in the zone. It's day 2 of the sway this week, afternoon, Jill. And the 4 p.m. movement snacks all start with a Cirque Boost. And I'm just giving you a recap because we've got a few new members joining us this week. And then a bit of a sway, a couple of minutes that we start on a Monday and we add progressions as the week goes on. That might be that we add an extra sequence to the arms, we might add some sway and weight shift and weight transfer, sit and stand options you choose. So have a good look at these sways. The idea is you master each bit before you move on to the next. So make the right decisions for you all. All right, Pat, to you as well, afternoon. I've got a 5, 6, 7, 8, that's my counting. 5, 6, 7, 8, externally from a later live training. Let's get you in the zone. I'm going to move this chair from whence I was sat, specs off, move the bananas out of the way, and I've got some decent external support for this movement snack that I didn't really have in the ATM this morning outside. Fixed and firm, that's what you want from your support. Reliably so that you can put your hand on either to the side or to the front if that works for you. A little bit of uplift. Feet are comfortably hip width apart, not too wide. That will make it harder to march, not too narrow. This will increase the balance challenge, and then get going. You might want to just have a, through your uplift, have a glance to check that your feet are maintaining hip width apart. This is significant to your balance. The positioning of your feet, whether they're wide, whether they're narrow, will greatly impact on ease of march or challenge in balance. So have a glance, have a look at what's going on, gives the brain more information, and you might be able to kind of make some alterations to make you feel even more steadier and moving even more fluidly, effectively, efficiently, smoothly. All those ELI words. Ankles, feet and toes in the mix, adding in other moving parts. Keep your hand for support if that works for you, and you might want to switch between left and right arm, or you might feel comfortable without, or you might want to take a wander around your kitchen or whatever room you are in, and that will happen. That need for deeper breaths, this is really what we want from the circulation boost, this gradual, steady increase, light intensity work from the heart and the lungs, all comfortable, all doable, and so beneficial if you've been inactive or in the same position or doing the same stuff in your day. Keep going, stand uppers. Here's your seated prompts if you would like them. Bit of a creaky chair going on here. Into active sit. I've got a slidey chair today, so it's really easy for me to take the hip walk forward. If you're in a sofa or an armchair, that hip walk might feel more effortful. Feet back and down and planted. Keep the distance between your ribs and your hips, and then feel your way around your arm march. Keep the arms relaxed, keep the elbows tucked in. The elbow remains bent, that gives you more control. It enables you to get even more range of motion, movement around the shoulder there. Or you might want to take diagonals. If legs are in your day, or you're working towards improving your standing activities, get them involved here in Circ Boost. And this, we say, kind of starts with getting the feet moving. Press the balls of the feet into the floor. We need the toes to flex, toe hinges as I call them, get them on the go, and then go for the low lift through the feet if you would like. The knees stay low, we don't want high knees. It's the rhythm, it's the rhythmical nature of arms and legs moving together, or it might just be arms top end, legs bottom end. All those are options for you to give your circulation a boost, and with that, excuse me, deeper breaths. Movement muscles require oxygen, therefore we need more of it, therefore we get this increase in breathing rate, therefore we get this light increase in heart rate. We should all feel comfortable and doable and enjoyable, and hopefully a bit invigorating and energised. Let's get going. That's the Circ Boost done. Now, yesterday, Kelsey invited you to the first part of the sway. It's the same whether you are in sit or in stand, so pick your position. It went like this, very simply, I think. It had an extended long float up, an elbow tuck in and pressing down close to the body, and then the other side. So an away and an up float, and then it tucked in and came right down close to the body. And then it just repeats. So that's the part one. As you will feel and see, we've got some shoulder moves, we've got some wrist moves, the trunk remains still, the head remains still, active postures in sit, and if you're doing this in stand, you will know whether you want to maintain a hand touch on some external support, and it might be that you do single arm on one side if this is important to you, or you can switch through and then keep contact like so. Anyway, that is where Kels got to yesterday. That was part one of the sway. And these sway routines build over the week. Here's my invite to add stuff on. If you are in stand, comfortably balanced across both feet with your uplift, I'm going to add something after your floaty arm there. We're going to do one on one side. So get your floaty arm on the go, and then we're going to take a pause. From here, soften the knees, and we're going to take a slow swoosh. Slow swoosh, and the arms are fairly relaxed. You can have a little bit of a fold. So I fold up behind, fold up to front, through the elbows. If I just turn around so you can see what's going behind me, I've got this. So that comes after the floaty arm, and it's the same in sit, but you need a little bit more of bend there, and it's just this feeling of turn and swoosh. Now, perhaps the head turn might feel quite significant, so make this really slow, or you may choose not to move the head. That might feel more comfortable for you, so it might feel like this. The head might stay facing forward. If the head moves, this has potential to challenge your balance even more. You choose. Okay, ready? So it goes like this. A floaty arm reaching away and down, tuck the elbow in. Same on the other side, tuck the elbow in. From here, I'm going to go some swooshes. Maybe 3 or 4, let's go for 4, keep it even, and then back to base. From here, coming out of that swoosh, for example, I am now going to take the same arm movement, but it's going to come across the body and then down to the side. And then the other one comes in across the body and then down to the side. So I've added a trunk turn to the swoosh. Technically nothing else has changed. I've just brought in a change of direction with the trunk, and then the other arm comes in. Okay, so take a pause, get your balance ready to go from the top. So we take Kelsey's part from yesterday and then add my parts from today. So Kels did this. She went away and down, away and down. 3 or 4 swooshes, keeping the hips still. With or without the head is entirely up to you, just to get your trunkage on the go. And then I'm going to take the same arm movement across the body, and then it tucks in. Across the body, and then it tucks in. And then it becomes a bit of a flow. So always, both arms are moving is the aim, with or without the head. You choose. Here's the last one now. Stop, pause, switch off. It's exactly the same in sit. One more time through if you'd like. High on sit bones, angle the feet if they're involved. There's your reaching away and your tuck in. Reaching away and tuck in. Couple of swooshes, maybe your 1, 2, 3, 4 to keep it even, and then on the 5th it swishes across and then tucks in, and then the other arm comes in. There. End of sequence. I will continue that tomorrow, in Wednesday 4 p.m. For now, let's get ready for stretchier parts. Sit or stand, you choose. This is where we focus on range of motion through all of the joint, the moving parts, the joint actions across your day. There's the chest stretch position. You might want to slide your hands forward, have a bit of a slump and a rest, and then as you slide them back, come into more active upright sit. You might want to park the hands here on the back of in your back pockets. Or you might just want to just squeeze the shoulder blades together. So we're just trying to get this open chest stretch position in sit or stand. It's entirely up to you. And this type of position is going to kind of oppose our flex. Oppose not in a conflictual way. is the opposite to our flexy, bendy positions that life tends to take us in. And we generally want to promote uplift and extension because this helps with balance and standing, it helps with vision and seeing where you're going, it helps with arm and shoulder movements when we are extended and upright. That's your chest stretch. Back of arms and sides of trunk. So check in again with your supporting parts, whether you are on sit or stand. Maybe put in a couple of preparations on back of hand. So has life today required you to do this movement, do this action? Washing, dressing, maybe sorting your hair out, maybe. So there's a couple of preparations, and just be aware of how that feels for you. Keep the head still. And then we put in the stretchier position, which is hands towards the shoulder there, and then the elbow just kind of eases up. You feel the stretch in the back of the arm, and then maybe in your armpit junction, as I call it. We're going to progress down to the sides of the trunk in a moment. Have a switch off in between each of those. Slowly, slowly, slowly in. All these are slowly in and slowly out. Nothing fast moving. And your aiming, or the kind of main aim, is to improve the movement around the shoulder. So the elbow will be anywhere between pointing down to the floor, to forwards, or squeezing up. And as you ease and squeeze up, keep the head still. So we don't want any contorting of the neck. Any amount of fidgets and extra moves in between, crowbar those in. Slow movements, feel the range, just go through your comfortable range of motion. Okay, sides of trunk this time. And let me go back to the chair for this one, I think. Sit or stand. If you're in stand for this one, take feet slightly wider. Bit of a knee bend, put on your natural suspension, as it were. Use the supports always if they help and assist. There's the back of the arm on again, and then you're going to kind of lift and squeeze out of the hip. There's the reach and kind of a little bit of a bend. To do the outside, we don't really want to be reaching away from support, if that's important. So you want that into the front here, and then it might look like that. Or you might want to slide it up a wall, or if you're in a sit position, support it with the arms of the chair, one hand on the arm of the chair, while you take that reach and a bit of a bend. It's like a reach and a bend, so it's not the same as a side bend in our 8 AM. We want to stretch, we want to extend up and then add a bit of a bend. If your hands, if your arms are not comfortable yet in those higher positions, maybe just an elbow reach and bend, or you can just take a rib shift, as okay, so shift up there, just feel, have you got this movement in the sides of the trunk? Trunk is integral in all our activities of daily living. It kind of supports our arms and our legs, whether you are sit, standing or lying positions. So keeping movable, flexible trunks will greatly influence pretty much all of your activities of daily living. So that's our 3 key stretchier positions for the upper body. We had the chest, we had the back of the arms, elbow easing up, and then we had the side bends, trying to bring in more movement down the sides of the trunk. Pick ranges of motion that are comfortable for you. If hands, arms aren't comfortable in higher positions, don't put them there. Just bring everything down a little bit and just work your way over time to improving those range of motion. Okay, 2 main stretches for the legs. There are many, many more. There's only so much we can do in the movement stack. I'm going to take a step, turn around in the chair to show you the sideways position. We're going to stretch the muscles on the back of the thighs, helping with bending, reaching down to feet, but also stride length if improving standing activities is important to you. So have a look here, into active sit, one leg out to extend. I'm going to say straight, but an imaginary little bit of string around your knee there. Just take the lock off that knee for comfort. The foot's fairly relaxed. Lift and extend, and then hinge. Can you see that my back is still straight, my head and my chest is still lifted, and I'm going to have a creep down, fingertips towards my feet, and you'll start to feel this feeling of stretch. I've got the wrong colour contrast, I think, with the floor of my jeans today. I should have worn my white jeans from the 80s. I don't have a pair of white jeans, but I think white jeans might have worked better here today. Anyway, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Changing legs there. Knee a little bit soft. Actually, let me go the other way and you might see here. Knee a little bit soft. There's the hinge, and there's the extend. And the stretch will come in on the back of the thighs here. You can't decide which leg is best for you to see there. So it's an up and a hinge. It's not a bend and a shrink. So extend, keep extended and lifted, and hinge like a drawbridge here, hinging through the hips. There's the stretch. Have a creep down. How comfortable is it to get your fingertips to your shins, to your shoelaces, to your toes? Slowly in. Slow, slow, slow as you go is an important point here. No sudden movements. Extend and hinge. We're not flexing in the middle. Maintain your usual breathing. Can you see that my head and my chest are still lifted and high? And I've got that. Oh, that's quite a nice feeling. It should feel good. Nothing we do here should feel painful or uncomfortable over and above any discomfort that you are ordinarily in. So that's the back of the thighs stretched. Back of the lower legs, the calf muscles, we want to stretch those also to improve the movement around the ankles for walking and for getting feet more easily into shoes and socks, etc. The start position is the same. Hoping you can see my foot. Hoping. Wrong colour shoes for the tiles again. I'll have to get my sister to change the tiles. Knee off the lock. Now for this one, the body, the trunk stays still. It's the legs now that do the squeeze. So toes come back towards the shin. Can you feel the stretch in the back of the lower leg? So your shin muscles are pulling the toes back, and then you're stretching back behind, back of the knee, the back of the lower leg. We need these muscles to move and flex so that we can move the ankles more comfortably. And this relates directly to stride length and our ease to kind of flex and point feet. How does that feel for you? So you've got this feeling of stretch down in the lower legs. Now when we do this one in seated, it does mean that the shin muscles have a lot of work to do. We can decrease the work of the shin muscles if you're comfortable to try this one in stand. Have a look and then decide. You make the decision. I'm going to push up to stand, come to some support here. So I'm still going to do this calf stretch position. I'm going to also rehearse my backward stepping. There's the ball of the foot. I'm going to press the heel down. As the heel gets closer to the floor, I increase that feeling of stretch in the lower legs. But. Extra magic happening here in the front of the hip. So I've got some extra stretch in the front of the hip, whilst I also get that stretch at the back of the lower leg. I'm showing you here how this directly relates to stride length, but. It may also put you into a position where you feel a bit wobbly, because it's a balance challenge to have the feet in that position. If so, best done side arm to some good solid support, stepping back with that outside leg. Now you've got loads of support here, and you can have a good look at what's going on. You can nudge up the hip, and you might also want to crowbar in some extra upper body stretchier positions as well. When you do the other leg, take a steady turn, turn, and then there. And the reason we say for the outer leg to be the stretching, moving leg is so that you've got best possible support nearest here, and you've got plenty of space to take extra steps with this leg if you need. That's it. That is your SERT boost, a bit of sway, day 2 of your sway sequence, and then we had 5 key stretching positions. We had the stretch for the chest area, we had the stretch for the back of the arm, into that upper side, into the trunk, and then the stretches in the back of the thigh and the back of the lower leg. If you want an extra one, there's a Beck's hug to finish, stretching the muscles across the upper back, if you want those. You can take those diagonally as well if you want. Or you can add in some forearm ones there if you've been carrying, grasping and grabbing and maybe doing some gardening. Right, just chuck your specs on just to say a final goodbye to see what's going on. Thank you very much, Jill and George. What are you talking about? Oh, Zoom meetings. All right, folks, I will see you tomorrow. I think Dave is back with you for 8 a.m.s tomorrow. I think you're back on a full set of 3, a trio of movement snack chefs tomorrow. So I'll see you from here again tomorrow, 4 p.m. Bye for now.